I am back with more Diablo 3
Uncle,
Hardcore.
you're alive.
Thanks to you and your friend here.
I have but one request.
Yeah, we're skipping this.
I
Sorry.
could get accustomed to that.
I've dug up got a right good
I've got
bunch
that
of things
all
for
on
you
another
this
video.
fine day.
And that's questioning whether anyone even cares about it. Or without questioning it. Let's go for more content, less repetition, I guess. We got a level there, so skills. New skill rapid fire. We're going to stick with impale. Because I don't want to get used to rapid fire and then have to not be able to use it because I find a melee weapon.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved
Yeah,
lord,
skipping. Sorry.
Leoric.
Will not skip once we get caught back up.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the
Or maybe even that one video of progress. By
Blacksmith,
skipping stuff.
Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
Sometimes death is the only mercy we have left. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
Sometimes I will forget that I'm not trying to skip things. Hurry up. I think at this point I'd rather forget that I'm not trying to skip things. And then when it comes to starting to not skipping things, I will remember to do it. Then the other way around. Accidentally skipping when I don't want to is not what I want to be doing. How dare you?
My love, forgive me.
There's no point in setting more than one of these though anyway. Because all they do is slow the enemies without any runes on them. Now if I were actually meleeing, this would all be completely viable. I just happen not to be doing it.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
There is one favor I must ask of you. Do you know where Leoric's crown is?
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Crossbows are of course greater damaging per hit, and in this case higher DPS. But they do lack the attack speed that the bows have. So if you're triggering off criticals, crossbow is not as good of an option. Of course we'll loop around to this side so that the most logical direction for the demon to run is not towards more trouble, as that is one of the things that had killed off one of my demon hunters before, was chasing down one of the treasure goblins. It was not smart. Oh wait, we have pants. We had pants already, but now we have better pants. I'm more or less just going to go straight to the graveyard here. Oh, we do have a champion though. We're setting up our defense just in case they get too close, but handled fairly well. A good sign. And cannot use a shield. That is one of the... Okay, I will hold on to the shield though. That is one of the other benefits of not doing the range, is that you're not limited to hand crossbows if you want to use a shield. Which shields are nice in hardcore because increased survivability, block chance, and massive boost to your defense, just your plain armor rating. Even though it's not the most important stat, it can be a nice boon.
Not not enough
Get
hatred.
away from me. Stupid worms. Now I find it a little bit amusing that I was like, yeah, I'm going to play the Demon Hunter, change it up a little bit, go away from a melee build. Go away from a melee class. Talking, yay. And here I could say, oh, I'm going to go with the melee build. But it's not truly a melee build, it's throwing grenades. It's just a non-ranged weapon required build. Why do you come up from the depths, zombie? I mean, ravenous dead. Apparently they couldn't secure rights to the word zombie. Other doublet should be an upgrade. Indeed it is. Get our snazzy little red thing going there. I don't know why I can't think of the word scarf. Maybe I'm just not that hungry. Hungering arrows are actually quite nice. I'll be honest with you about that. I don't usually use them though. Normally in hardcore mode I go with the second one, the feathering shot, or what is it? Entangling shot. As it slows down enemies. And generally speaking, if enemies can't get to you, they can't hit you. Unless they use range attacks, which is unfortunate. But anyway, that's not the point. And we get puncturing arrows, increased chance to pierce or something like that, don't even care.
I'm still waiting.
And since we changed it while not in town, there is a cooldown to wait to expire before you can actually use it, but you'll fire normal shots in the meantime. Lots of damage from the daggers.
Your fear betrays
Daggers
you.
go well with the crossbow because, again, they do damage based... Well, actually, it's arguable. But they do damage based on your damage, more so than your attack speed. So you'll be able to do more damage with the same amount of hatred usage. Although DPS is ultimately going to reflect directly, because I believe the skill usage rate is dependent upon your weapon or attack speed. So generally if you're using a lot of spells with cooldowns, you want to go for a high damage attack weapon. But if most of your abilities are just not cooldown abilities that require a source such as mana, hatred, or whatnot to fuel their ability or their availability, then DPS is probably the way to go. Also, attack rate being faster is great for things that trigger off of criticals, because the more attacks, the more chances you have critical. Or you could even argue that losing a little bit of DPS is better in those situations to increase your attack speed. And we got the broad axe. It would be a slight damage down, or lower damage, slightly lower damage. We're gonna move this shield down to here so I don't accidentally get rid of it, because that would not be great. Blowing up your friends is very nice of you. Alright, we got some good items here. And some gold. Don't know how good the items are, so let's find out. Okay, only better. Not better. So we're slowly getting our items filling in. Okay, this is actually back the way I came from. But we do have a couple of kills, so we might as well get those. Potential kills at any rate. I think Demon Hunter is possibly the most benefiting from movement speed, but I could be wrong about that. Unfortunately, I'm not a particularly adept speed runner. I have completed excuse me. I've completed all of the challenges to complete every act in less than an hour. Some of them are easier than others. I think one of them actually did that by accident, or at least without trying, specifically with that goal. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head which one it was.
I have a feeling that the crown is nearby.
Do you now? And we'll just give all our hatred to the Mango Moth. Oops.
My hatred
Lazy
is too
hands.
low.
But the nice thing about the grenades as a primary is they generate a lot of hatred compared to other items. Completely better belt. I believe they're the highest hatred generating one. Piercing cuts, don't do me wrong. Oh, we're going to go aggressive here. There we go. Okay, we got them down. Now that we'll stop spawning these skeletons. We can get back on our dance. Thick hide belt. Could be better, could be worse. It's not magical, so we're not going to check right away.
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
First, we'll use all our daggers and hatred against this Chancellor. Hopefully take him out as quickly as possible. Grab this health, just to be on the safe side.
Do that.
Not going to be too hard. Thick leather doublet should be better than what we had, as the leather is thicker. Oh, we do actually get a hand crossbow. Very nice. Okay, increases health and gold. Pickup range. Okay, not that important. Only class I know of that has a real benefit to that is the Witch Doctor. We actually did get a hat there, or a head hood, whatever you want to call it. And of course,
Powerful.
we can go back to town with the town portal now, which is great. Huge time saver.
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah,
Yeah, well,
needs
you're a jerk.
repair. Should be no problem. It's good to work again. There. New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean...
Then we are allied.
My dearest Heydrich, do not
And
feel
unfortunately this is
despair.
going to
How
get
might I use the
interrupted, but
crown to
it's
reach
really
the
easy to get
Skeleton
that
King?
item.
At last.
There's so much lore in this game that I kind of sometimes feel bad interrupting it. But the game does it too, which is kind of annoying sometimes, where you'll be going from point A to B, and you'll be about to enter a town, and you find one of those notes on the ground, you're listening to it, and it's like, well, I don't want to just stand here and listen to it, so you run along. And then it gets interrupted out of the blue. It's kind of annoying. But it does keep the game slightly entertaining with all the dialogue going on. It ain't all that bad. Damage shield or target J or target. I don't know. Do not know how to pronounce that word. Probably is some foreign language for target though. As you would have to have a lot of skill to hit it by accident. Not as bad skill.
Hatred.
Fortunately, the caltrops do snare flying enemies. No enemy is technically considered flying, except for the vultures. Well, there are vultures in Diablo 2, but the equivalent. There are probably vultures on this as well. But not better as a DPS category.
My hatred is too low.
Okay. That is too low. Gotcha. Thank you. Adventurous Corpse. This
I will not
could go
accept
well.
this. It's not my time to die.
Oh, it is. It's your time to die. I die. And you did. Okay, I didn't even really think about it until just now, but we did find the right path to the crown immediately. But it's a little bit less. A little bit less experience for that. Kind of going through a little bit fast. Which is arguably good, arguably bad. I am of course keeping an eye out for a good melee weapon to switch out to. So I don't know if we're going to get much better than the hand crossbow. The hand crossbows have incredibly high rate of fire. I believe it's 1.6. Let's take a look. Yeah, 1.6 for the base. When you start dual wielding those things, very high fast. Very high fast. Very high fire rate. As it does add, I believe, 15% to your attack speed. Let's see if that javelin was any good. Probably not. Nope. Bracers are not better because the bracers I had have strength, which is a 1-to-1 armor bonus. Along with any other benefits that it may have. So let's take a look. Benefits of strength. Just adds armor, because I'm not a barbarian. I do appreciate the way that every skill is useful in some way for every class. There is no useless skill. Like there was in Diablo 2, like I believe it was intelligence. Completely useless if you're playing a barbarian, because it would just increase your maximum mana, and if you had even 1% mana steal, you are set to go for the game, because your abilities only use like 2 or 4 mana. A lot of them anyway. So you just had to make sure you're doing, you know, a couple hundred damage, and early on not so easy, but late in the game, very easy. Alright, let's move on to the correct path. come the skeleton. There's a health globe, very welcome. And more skeletons. Hate the barrels.
My name is Danan, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
And this beginning part of the game is actually quite easy. Especially with a ranged weapon. Because they can't even get close to me. So armor is kind of useless. To be honest right now.
Maintain your
Quick
incantations.
bracers.
You will soon turn.
I don't remember what I have. Not even magic though, so shouldn't really be too big a deal picking them up. There's of course the downside to the
Now, back to my mission.
hungering arrow.
Who are you?
Is it is a
You
little
will know
bit
soon
dumbfire,
enough.
and it does
Help
not
me find my
have
gear. I will reward
true
you
piercing.
well.
Like it will pierce the target,
Tell
but then it
me,
might
what brought you
immediately after piercing take a right hand turn.
I must kill the skeleton. Then
That could also be something you blame on the low damage. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know if the skeleton summoners can run out of skeletons that they summon. I know that the feasting zombies, or the mothers, or whatever they're called, will eventually run out of zombies that they can summon. I'd like to say the same thing is true about these skeleton kings, skeleton regents, skeleton dukes, whatever kind of royal title you want to apply to them, since they are not skeleton kings. They're all a bunch of vassals. That's what they are. Skeleton vassals. Unfortunately, I cannot use a staff. There's been pretty good damage on that one. Of course, back to a two-handed. That would be going back to a two-handed weapon, so I would lose the shield. And I can only use two-handed crossbows and bows. Don't think there's anything else. Obviously, I can't use two-handed melee weapons. And as seen there, cannot use a
the
staff.
cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it? Down this way. There are my weapons.
Certainly can't use the wizard-only orb.
I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is no reason you should hunt alone.
I usually prefer to be alone, but I will make an exception for a warrior like yourself.
Warriors, of course. Oh, I was calling. Well, he's a Templar too. Anyway, this is of course a good hireling for the Demon Hunter because you can use him as a meat shield, which the Templar is good for a lot of characters. The ones I don't generally use him with are the Barbarian and the Monk because they are close-in fighters anyway.
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger.
Had I made it far enough with my barbarian, I would have been using the enchantress. But unfortunately, I did not. Well, that's not why I didn't make it that far. That was just bad gameplay on my part. But that's something I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with the consequences of my decision. And by decision, I mean failure.
Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never.
Damn it. There was one time I had the timing on there where he started saying betrayal and it just sounded like he said bitch.
The Skeleton King.
Pretty funny.
But there is one condition.
Some nice pants, actually.
If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine. It is good to fight with you.
Oh my god, there's 2 of them! Making really good progress here. Getting kind of near the skeleton thing, so I'm just gonna press on and take him out. Because we just have to get through this area, and then we'll be there again. So yeah, skipping some of the dialogue definitely did speed this up a bit. Here's a little imps. I don't hate you, but I don't like you.
What skill should I master?
The skill of not asking stupid questions. I think I'm also spending less time exploring. So that's probably speeding things up as well. Now, I expect that this chest will be booby-trapped with enemies. Yes, it is.
By all that is holy, you see that enemy over there?
That's just a common feature of this particular room layout. It's not as much randomness as far as design or as far as level setup as Diablo 2, but it's actually a good thing. Oh, this is actually completely better. This is arguably better. It's looking at the green number. But, see, melee attackers don't care. Experience, I care.
I tried to count how many we've killed, but I've lost track.
Now, both have randomly generated dungeons. Diablo 2 had very few, comparatively, locations that already had a set structure or set layout. Architecture, there we go. Whereas there are a few more here, and the areas of randomness are a little bit bigger. Like, each individual room in the randomness tree is larger. Like, this random thing is made up of, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spots. And they each have their layout. They connect, obviously, at certain doors. Whereas in Diablo 2 it was more like a maze. So I think that this is a little bit better. You're not just going to get totally lost. Of course, both of them have maps, so it's really hard to get lost. Come here. Yeah, take that.
Not enough.
Could have killed them easily without doing that, of course. Ow! Getting cocky there, apparently. But still, I will say it. Could have killed them easily without using the chandelier, but fun time. I'd kind of feel bad if I made it to Inferno with this character, just because I failed so quickly with the Barbarian. Of course, the other thing about the Barbarian is that build is somewhat experimental, and it's a high-risk build. And I really hadn't gotten to the point where it starts to shine yet. Oh, that must have been fear. So this is going to be terrible. Let's take him out quickly. Oh, he still has a lot of health. There we go, whittling him down now. And he's down.
We find more like that.
That was the most dangerous fight I've had so far with this character. So we're actually into the point where there's a bit of a threat to my longevity. And I like that. Because really, if the game's too easy, I'm going to fall asleep. And I don't really want that. Extra gold, don't care. Rather have the survivability than a little bit of gold, which I'm probably not going to really spend anyway. Especially not for this character. Oh, we have another champion. Get rid of the Tomb Guardian first, please. Just to have a little bit more control on the situation. Infinitely spawning skeletons makes things infinitely more difficult.
I feel more powerful.
Or at least more difficult. Got a new shield. Totally better, including the block chance. 5% better, in fact. It's taken a while to get through this area, though. I was hoping for the thing about it is that randomness and all that. I've actually chosen the exact worst path. Oh, we already woke him up. Die. A stray shot has irritated this goblin. But we got him taken out. Knuckles do me no good. Masterword light crossbow. Could it be better? It could be, but it's not. Oh, we have increased movement speed. We're going to go with that. It does give us a little bit of a hit to our armor, but increased movement speed gets me places faster. And 6% is pretty nice. That's a pretty decent percentage. I don't remember what the maximum kind of percentage on random garbage armor is, but 6% I will take. Even though I'll probably not even notice it. Ah, Templar. Taunt, yes. Taunt for me.
A useful skill.
Still not sure where the... No, that's just the connect back. So let's take a look at the map real quick. It could be back that way and down. Might not be, but could be. Unfortunately, I do not have the, what is it, vault ability or any of the movement enhancing ones. Those are always quite nice. That certainly could be the right way. This mini-map is not showing it to us yet, so that's okay. I'm still a little bit torn between the, like even as much as I have played, between the health globes, or not the health globes. I do like the health globes. I completely like the health globes. What I'm not sure about necessarily yet is whether I like the long refresh time on the potions. I wouldn't mind like 20 seconds or anything like that. 30 seconds seems like it's a little bit too long. And while it is nice not to have to spam health potions. Back when I was really bad at Diablo II, that was kind of what I did when I was fighting, especially Diablo. Was just using a health, well actually, you know what, took too much for a bail. I was just using health potion, health potion, health potion, health potion, health potion, health potion, health potion while attacking. And then porting back down. Getting more health potions, because I ran out. And even at some points, when I was lower on gold, I would just take all my gold, drop it in town. Okay, let's go back and fix that. Or I'll buy all my potions, then drop all my gold in town. So that way, if I died, I wouldn't lose anything. And of course, the only time you try and advance to do bosses is when you have just gained a level. Ah, Diablo 3. You are not Diablo 2. And I went the wrong way. Of course,
Thank you for helping me fight the darkness. To contend with evil is the essence of what it means to be a Templar.
So long as you don't get in my way.
The time in gaming where you lose experience for dying is gone. And I have to admit, I kind of miss it. I like that. Well, this is hardcore, so I mean, you lose all your experience for dying. But I kind of miss that sort of thing where you cannot eventually succeed at a game just because you keep playing it. This is the way a lot of these kinds of games go. And Diablo 2 is definitely like that. Because you could just grind anything. I mean, you can stay on level 1, the first area, Act 1, difficulty 1, your entire game. And you would get 1 experience per kill. At least. Even at 99, I believe. Although you had to get like probably billions of experience points. Or at least hundreds of millions. Which means a lot of killing. If you were to go that route. No, this is not the way either. Well, this is just getting ridiculous.
It was Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
Well, that is unfortunate. Apparently I was there, and then said, no, I better check over here. And I was like, oh, well that's not it. And then I was like, oh, well, here's another possibility, let me go there. No. So if I would have just kept going, not even trying to find it, I would have found it. But since I tried to find it, I found the dead ends. And I don't have any sprint. Fortunately, I have 6% movement speed increase, which I don't even notice. Wait, no. This is the start. Gotta go back down and around. Sigh. Yeah, it was a terrible death with my barbarian. I'm gonna reminisce on that for a while until I start playing this. Did that skeleton just kick the crossbeam and get himself killed? What a fool. But yeah, look at that. I would have had to just go right around the corner, and I'd have been here. I was probably in here for like 10-15 minutes. Okay, we have a quiver, which I'm not really thinking I want to use. Because you take a look at it, of course attack speed, damage, all that. But protection goes way down. And we're going to do shield. Because, well, hardcore. Take less damage, more time to stay alive. Simple dagger. Picking it up, it's garbage though, At least we can't get lost here, as it is a set room. And as long as I don't stop and mess around, there's a direct path. I don't know why I always do that. Now this is kind of a pain. If you let the skeletons get out of control. Hopefully the Templar will help us out. Templar. Templar. Try and get at least one pillar destroyed quickly.
My hatred is too low.
Okay, we have good enough damage though. Got 2 of them down. Hopefully too many enemies will not spawn. But they probably will. drop that there and there. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, if you are playing too cautiously or damage is too bad, you can really get overwhelmed by these skeletons. You can use a potion there, just because I have plenty of them. Yeah, those are their arrows. Let's get some hatred going. And hopefully, Templar is down. Templar is down. Yeah. I knew that was going to be a little bit rough because I do not have that area effect that I will have with the grenades. Because grenades are nice. They really are. Oh, no, Bardish is two-handed. I'm going to use a potion there, because I do not think I have any regeneration over time. We're finally encountering enemies that do not have melee-only attacks, or only melee attacks. And continue we do. Should be a quick... no. Damage is alright. I could increase it by equipping the quiver, but not by a lot. So hopefully this does not go on too long, but there should be plenty of health flows.
You will never defeat me!
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to madness.
Area effect snare. Put some damage to the area. That's of course going to be the worst thing about fighting Skeleton King 2 is all the skeletons. With my barbarian I did have the rend to handle them, get them out of the way, at least kill them quickly. I do not have that though. So this is going to be fun. Of course the Templar will taunt them and not heal them, because I kind of made that effect. My fault, my bad, whatever you want to call it. Just gotta keep moving, I guess. Yep, there he comes at me. Cheap shot. Don't know how to avoid that necessarily. Oh, that's gonna be the name of the game, is cheap shot. Blocked there, which is nice. This only blocks 50%, or not a percentage, but a certain amount of damage. And take good use of our health blows. Make good use. This is gonna be a terrible fight. It's gonna have to take as little damage as possible, or at least decrease the amount of damage I take on a regular basis. I don't know how often I can avoid it. Oh there, this... I really hope I don't die here, that would be unfortunate. Another health blow. Get more damage to him. Skeletons. You truly are a skeleton king. Really shooting. Not getting a lot of hatred back. A lot of health globes out there now. Fortunately, health globes do eventually go away, but they do last quite a while. Usually one do last long enough. I don't remember him being so much of a dick, I guess we'll say. Because I see him teleporting, but I thought he used to teleport to a location, not just to wherever you are no matter what. It's kind of irritating. But we're winning. We're gonna be able to win this. Not particularly close to leveling. So even if I did spend a little more time grinding, I might have been the same level in the same situation. Obviously, grinding also gives you the opportunity to find gear. Which would have possibly made this easier as well. And even with this decent DPS weapon, weapons are still kind of a problem. Or at least a very significant distraction. Unfortunately, our item was a two-handed axe for our gimme rare. So that is not good. Let's check it out anyway. It's actually not even as much DPS as what we already had. And this is quite nice. We'll definitely be using that. We are not on a melee weapon, or excuse me, a one-handed range weapon drought at all. Now that we've started finding them, they're pretty nice. Well, this ended up being a little bit longer than I anticipated.
So it was you who fell here and caused this chaos. And yet
Yes, it was him. Well, anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the future. And by cutscene, I mean video.
I ventured far to find the power behind the fallen star. But it was only a man. He can recall nothing of his strange arrival. Perhaps Cain will be able to find the truth of this matter.
And we're back in town, and as I said just moments ago, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the future.